there, everybody. Welcome to EMCsoft's training videos. We're going to be showing you today a little about CRM Forms, a very small part, a very important and useful part, which are the field show rules. Okay, these rules are going to let you condition the showing or disappearing of certain fields on your forms. We have 3 types of rules. We're going to go over one by one with corresponding examples to make it much easier to understand. So first we're going to go over the first rule. So this first rule is going to give you a description here. It says different field values manage different fields. This one is probably the easiest rule to understand and to set up. It's very straightforward. So one value is going to manage one field, right? So I'm going to show you a little bit about what that looks like. Of course, we need to add all the corresponding fields to the field section here. And also make sure you select the correct CRM entity. So for this example, I'm going to be using leads. Okay, so I've already selected that here. And I'm going to go to the fields. So here I have, the basic contact CRM form, the contact information use case that is showing these default fields, right? Which is name, last name, phone, and email. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple fields for the example. So the fields I'm adding today are going to be payment, okay, and payment receipt. And additionally, I'm going to be adding country, province, and state. Okay, so in this example, we are, I think country wasn't added. Give me a second. Let's go again, country, add. And we're gonna put this above state and province as well. Forgot to press add on those. Just excited to show you the video. Okay, awesome. So for these rules that we're gonna be setting up today, we are going to use an example where the CRM form is not just for contact, but also we want to know if the client has already made a payment or not. And also in this example, we are a company that deals with different countries. So we're going to use USA and Canada for the example. So that's why I have province and states, because in Canada we have province, territories, and in the United States, we have states. So remember, all these fields need to be set up in the CRM settings, okay? So to go to CRM, just go to CRM settings here. I'm just going to show you this real quick, just in case you don't know. Form and report settings, custom fields. In this case, we're using leads, as we said before, in the CRM entities, okay? So we're going to look for lead here, fields, and this is where I've created those fields for the example. I have them down here. So the payment done is a true or false, basically a yes or no option. And the payment receipt is a file so that the client can actually upload their payment receipt if they have done the payment. And country is going to be a list because I only have 2 countries that the client can choose from. I only deal with clients from 2 different countries, right? And they're corresponding either provinces or states, okay? And as you can see, these are all list fields. Okay, awesome. So let's start with the conditioning for the payment done. That's going to be a little bit more straightforward and easy to follow. So we're going to go ahead and go to the field show rules, and we're going to create the first rule, which is the one that we are starting off with. We're going to select the field. So in this case, we want to condition the payment done field for the payment receipt field. So let's say if the payment done field, in this case, since we have a true or false, a yes or no option, it's either going to be an empty checkbox or not an empty checkbox. So we're going to say if the checkbox is not empty, if it is checked, if they have done the payment, then show the payment receipt field. And just keep in mind, this can also be done the other way around, okay? It can be very dynamic. So let's say we can do it the other way around. if the payment done is empty, then hide the payment receipt field. Okay, so we can do it either way, and this is useful if you're dealing with a little bit more of a complicated conditioning for your CRM form. Okay, so in this case, we'll just leave it like this for the example. So I'm going to save this now, and I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. Okay, it's been successfully saved. I'm going to open the form, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, in this case, the payment done checkbox is empty, so it's not showing the payment receipt field to attach the file. But if I check this box, then I'm going to be able to see the payment receipt field where I'm going to be able to attach my payment receipt because I have already done the payment. Okay, so that's very easy, very straightforward example. I'm going to show you another one that's going to be just a bit different in the sense that it's not going to be a yes or no, not a true or false. So the conditions are going to be different. Okay, so let's go back here. We're going to select another field. Okay, again, this is the same type of rule, so I can put it inside of the same rule I have created for payment done. If I were adding a new type of rule, I would click here to add a new type. Okay, so it would let me choose from the 3 types, but since we're still working on the different field values, manage different fields rule, then I'm just going to select another field. In this case, I'm going to select the country field. Okay, so in this case, we have, as I told you before, different type of options for the condition. Okay, for the conditioning logic. Again, back here we just had the empty, not empty because it's a yes or no checkbox, but in this case, we actually have a list item. Okay, so we can change this to equal to, not equal to, empty or not empty. Okay, in this case, I want the equal to. Okay, so if the country equals to, my clients are from the United States. Okay, if country equals United States, if that's the answer, then I wanted to show the state field. Okay, and in this case, we're going to leave it as show, but again, as we said before, it can be the other way around. Okay, we can change that to, for example, not equal to, then hide, right? All right, awesome. And if country, we're going to do another as well. So I wanted to show you this particular example just to let you know that you can actually select the same field twice to put in different conditions. So for example, I can choose country here, and equal to is good, but now we're going to do equal to Canada. In this case, then I needed to show the province or territory field. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to save that now, and we're going to go back to the form again. Just wait for it to load. Awesome. Then we're going to go back to the form here, and you're going to be able to see how that is working. Okay, so here we have the form again. And again, if I click the payment done checkbox, then I can attach a file here. I'm just going to attach just any file. And if we select country, if we select the United States, then I'm going to be able to choose from a list of states that I've put in my custom field in the lead CRM settings section. Awesome. But if I select Canada, then I'm going to be able to choose from the Canadian provinces or territories. Okay, so that's going to be changing depending on the option I choose here for country. Great, awesome. And that's the example I wanted to show you for the first field rule. Again, different field values manage different fields. So very straightforward. You can work very well with this one, very easy. And you can also select various fields. So for example, if Canada, you wanted to separate it, maybe the provinces and the territories, you can create another field for just the territories and then select it here, right? Make sure you add it into the fields or you won't see it in this list. But once you do, you'll see it here and you're going to be able to select, let's pretend state is territory. So you can show both of these, either province or territory, if the country is selected as Canada, right? Awesome. Now we're going to do an example with the second field show rule. I have erased all of the fields that we used previously to do the first example. Okay, so now let's go and check that field rule out. Okay, so different field values manage a single field. Okay, the name of it is a little confusing because it can actually manage multiple fields. But I'll show you what that means, okay? So first we're gonna add the fields that we need for the example. So in this case, we're gonna use type of service, preferred contact type, and we're additionally going to need, what did I call that? Give me a second. Project brief. Oops, I misspelled. This was brief, but let's just pretend that I spelled it correctly. Okay, awesome. So we have all the fields that we need, and we're just going to put them in order. This is just my OCD. I need to see that in order. So type of service, very good. Attach project brief, very good. And preferred contact type, awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and show the field rules. Again, we're going to use the second option because now we need multiple conditions. All right, I'm going to show you what that means. So I'm going to, you know what, we're going to go back, and to show you the difference, I'm going to do something real quick. So this is just an example. So here we have, last name equal to, let's say, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, then show this field, right? This is just I just want you to show you how the setup looks compared to what we're gonna see now. So we're gonna do a different field values manage a single field rule. Okay, we're gonna create this rule. This is the one we're focusing on today. Again, this one on the top is the one that we just did, and I just want you to see the difference of how they look. Okay, all right, awesome. So here we're going to select the field. This field is going to be type of service. All right. And here you're going to be able to see the difference. Okay. So here you can actually add multiple conditions to the same field. All right. To the same value. Okay. Up here, you only have one condition per value. All right. You can select multiple fields, but it's just going to be with one condition. Over here, you can actually add different conditions for the same value or values. All right. So I'm just going to erase this one, and we're going to focus on the second field rule. Awesome. So type of service. So let's say that I want my clients to be able to choose the type of service that they need in the contact form that I'm creating. Okay. So if the type of service equals, let's say, website development, okay, but also if it equals technical support, okay, then I want them to be able to attach the project brief. Again, this is brief, and also to select their preferred contact type. Okay, so both of these fields should show when I select either website development in type of service or technical support. Okay, so I'm going to save that now. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Awesome, it's been saved. I'm going to refresh this one over here. And if I select website development, I'm going to be able to attach a project brief and select my preferred contact type. Okay, and here we could even add another hidden field. So if they select email, then another field for them to input the email. And if they select call, then another field to input the phone number. We can put this one down here, or SMS is the same, right? So it would be the same. We could use that second rule, right? So multiple conditions. So either if they select in preferred contact type value, if they select SMS or call, then open the phone number field down there. But if they select email, then open a field for them to input their email. Okay, awesome. Then we're learning along with all these field rules. Very good. Now we're going to do another example. Okay, so now, again, this can be as many fields as you want, and you can add as many conditions as you need. Okay, so for example, if I were to select, instead of website development or technical support, CRM setup, nothing is going to come up. Okay, we that's what the condition that we're setting up. We're not setting up anything that has to do with CRM setup. Okay, so that's how we are doing it for this example. Awesome. Now I'm going to show you the third field rule. Okay, so for the new rule, I'm going to go back to fields, and I'm going to select from a couple fields that I have created. I'm going to add this one. we're gonna add this one, and we're gonna add this one. Okay, so in this example, our company is hosting training sessions either online or in person. Okay, so if they are in person, specifically in a certain city, then we have the ability to pick them up from the airport to take them to the training session. All right, so we're gonna set that up in the field show rules. And I have actually left open the last field rule that we went over. Again, this field rule that we did up here, different field values will manage a single field. Again, it can be multiple fields. What they mean is different values of the same field, okay? So if you have the option to add condition, so the condition is or, right? So if the type of service equals website development, or if it equals technical support, then this, right? But these values are of the same field here, all right? What we're gonna work on now is we're gonna have the same type of setup, but we're gonna be able to add different fields here and different values of those different fields in the same rule. Okay, so we're gonna create that rule now. We're gonna select the field. First, we will select the workshop field, okay? So if they check the box that the training will be in person, okay, so that means not empty, then we want to show the airport pickup time. And we need to actually add the city as well. So here is where it's gonna get a little more exciting. So we're gonna select, again, the city of attendance field. So now we've created an and if condition, okay? Versus if we did this, for example, with the basic rules where different field values are going to manage different fields. I'm gonna create that just so you see the difference. So let's say we have the will the workshop be in person, not empty, then show the the airport pickup time. But if I select another field, right, if I select, for example, city of attendance here, I don't get that condition of the and if, and that's gonna mess up what I want to do here, okay? Because I need both of these to be connected to show this same field. So here, both of them are going to modify the same fields here, okay? And here we are just having separate fields modifying separate values modifying separate fields, okay? So I just wanted to show the example of the difference. So I'm going to close that here, and I'm also going to close this one over here. And what we're going to do is select here, for example, let's say that we only offer that airport pickup in a specific city. We'll say Miami, okay? So if the city of attendance equals Miami, and I left this as an open string field just so that you know that you can also work on this with open string fields, but I do not ever recommend leaving this, the fields open as string fields. If you can avoid it, please avoid it. Because people will do this. They'll put in Miami with triple I or maybe with a non-capital M. So that's going to mess up all your field rules. So please never do that. I'm just doing that as the example, okay, for you to see that you can do it just in case you need to use that for anything. All right, so we're going to do it like this. So I need this field to show only if both of these conditions are true, okay? So we're gonna save that here and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And additionally, I'm gonna erase the other fields just so that we're not confused with anything else. So type of service is gonna go, attach project, preferred contact type, and there we go. Awesome, this way we're not gonna be confused with the past field rules that we have been talking about before. All right, so we're going to reload this one. Awesome. So again, will your workshop be in person? We're gonna check this. And if I type in that my city of attendance is Miami, then it's going to show me the field to select the date and time when I need them to pick me up. So let's say 24th of June at 12 a.m., right? I can modify the time here, right? Awesome. All right, so very, very easy. Again, this is very convenient if you have multiple conditions that need to be set up, but with different fields, right? That's the third rule. So you have the different fields, okay, and different values in those fields. And then you're going to show a particular field depending on those values. Okay, so as we can see here. So for example, if I uncheck this one, then I'm not going to see, even if I put the city of attendance Miami, I'm not going to see that other field because the workshop is not in person, right? But if I check this one, and again, if I erase this, then I'm not going to see that. I need both of those conditions to be true for me to actually be able to see that other field. And I've gone ahead and I did a little extra rule just because I thought it would look better. So I have the rule that we just talked about, but I actually, I'm going to start all over so that you can see. I'm adding a new rule of a first basic rule. Okay, so I'm going to create this rule and I'm actually going to select the will your workshop be in person field. If this is not empty, then I wanted to show the city of attendance. Because if it's empty, then they don't need to put anything in the city of attendance because they would be taking that online, right? So I'm going to be saving this now. And of course, you know, what I'm doing here is also showing you that you can play with those multiple rules and even select the same fields in multiple rules, depending on what you need and what your needs are for those CRM forms and for your clients. So for example, here now, if I don't have anything selected for will your workshop be in person, then I don't see any other fields. But if I do click on that checkbox, then I can put in my city of attendance. But if I put, for example, let's say Detroit, nothing's gonna open because we don't have any services to pick up anybody from the airport in Detroit, okay? But if they put Miami, then they're gonna be able to select that pickup time. And we hope you keep watching all of our videos. They're all available here in our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, my friends, and we hope to see you soon.